A couple of weeks ago, a contractor reached out to me in complete frustration. He was working 46 hours a week, but couldn't step away from his job sites for even a few hours without anxiety taking over. His team jokingly called him the helicopter dad of the company. But the truth was darker. This separation anxiety was destroying his ability to grow the business. So today I'm gonna share the exact system I gave him to cure this job site anxiety. My name is Amr, and I basically run an emergency room for contracting businesses. When owners are facing extreme burnout, anxiety that's paralyzing, they come to me. And recently, a general contractor came to me with this exact problem. He's been in business for 8 years, does quality work, has good people. He was grinding 46 hours a week personally while managing 3 active job sites with different crews. His days were mostly consumed with constant driving between sites to check in on his teams, which left him unable to focus on business development. The constant site visits meant he was missing opportunities because he simply couldn't step away from the day-to-day operations long enough to work on growing the business. The separation anxiety when leaving crews alone was actually eating him alive. Racing thoughts about what could go wrong would flood his mind the moment he left the job site. The stress was no joke. It was affecting his sleep and family time. He felt completely trapped in day-to-day operations with no way out. With zero time for sales and marketing activities, his growth also started completely stalling because he'd become the bottleneck. His question was desperate. Amr, how do I stop being so anxious about leaving my crews alone? Here's what most contractors do in this situation. They try to push through the anxiety or force themselves to stay away longer. But anxiety doesn't work that way. The real issue isn't trust in your people, it's the lack of communication systems that gives you the information you need to feel confident. Think about it. If you had a crystal ball and could know exactly what was happening on your job sites throughout the day, would you feel anxious? Probably not. The problem isn't your people, the problem is you don't have a system that gives you the right information at the right time. So here are the 3 things that I told him to implement step by step. Step 1, start with the morning plan. Instead of showing up and barking orders, I told him to flip the script entirely. Walk into the job site and ask the crew, hey guys, we need to finish this bathroom by Friday. Looking at what's left, how do you think we should tackle this today? Let them create the plan. Ask questions like, what's going well so far? Where are we hitting roadblocks? What materials do we need? And then have them build a checklist for the day with specific people assigned to each task. Here's what can happen. The crew lead, let's say Bob, would say, okay, boss, if we knock out this tile work in the morning and get the vanity in after lunch, then we'll be on track. But we're gonna need more grout. Can someone make a Home Depot run at 10? Suddenly, Bob was thinking like a project manager, not just following instructions. That's step 1. Step 2 is the 4-touch communication system. This was the game changer for his anxiety. I told him to set up 4 specific check-ins throughout the day. In the morning, do a brief, like we just said, where the crew creates the plan. On lunch, have a photo be sent to him with one of 2 options. Either we're on pace or we're off pace, with a simple sentence explaining why. 1 hour before the end of the day, have them send you a photo of what's left to finish. And at the end of the day, have them send a quick summary of what got done and what needs to get done tomorrow. That's it. No surprises, no constant calling. You'll know exactly when the next update is coming, which will calm the mind. Step 3, teach problem solving, not task following. The breakthrough came when I told him, your crew needs to bring you solutions, not problems. If someone hits a snag, they can't just call and say, look, the pipe doesn't fit. They need to call and say, the pipe doesn't fit, but I found 2 solutions. Should we try option A or option B? This forces them to think through problems instead of immediately turning to you as the answer man. Why does this work? Well, the psychology here is simple. Your anxiety, most of the time, comes from the unknown. When you know what's happening and when the next update is coming, your brain can relax. Plus, when your crew creates the plan, they're invested in making it work. So I told them, you're not managing tasks anymore. You're consulting on problems. Big difference. But here's the thing, this only works if you're willing to let go of control and actually trust the system. Here's a bonus trick. I'll admit, sometimes I'll do everything I'm preaching here and still experience anxiety. At that point, your business doesn't need more systems. Your business needs you to calm the down. And one of the ways you can do that is something called 4-7-8 breathing. It's super simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 8 seconds. So you can focus on what matters. And if you're trying to focus on what matters at your current business level, I want you to grab my free checklist below in the description. This contractor was stuck between level 2 and level 3 in his business journey. He had some systems, but no self-governing employees. And the guide shows you what you should be focusing on at each revenue level, which positions to hire first and when, and how to avoid anxiety traps that can kill growing businesses. If he had this guide 6 months ago, he might have seen the anxiety problem before it became a crisis. Here's exactly what I want you to do. This week, I want you to pick your most reliable crew and try the morning plan session. Don't script it, just ask, hey, how should we tackle this today? And see what happens. You might be surprised by how much your guys actually know. Next week, add the photo updates. Start simple, just lunch and end of day photos with a quick status. Build the habit before worrying about perfection. And this month, once the communication is flowing, challenge your crew to bring solutions to their problems. It'll feel awkward at first, but this is where real growth happens. Remember, you can't manage what you can't see, and you can't feel confident about what you don't know. This system gives you visibility without requiring your physical presence. Your anxiety isn't a character flaw. It's a sign that you care deeply about quality and deadlines. The problem is when caring becomes a prison that prevents you from growing your business. The solution isn't to care less, it's to build systems that let you care effectively from a distance. Your crew is more capable than you think. They just need permission to think and the structure to communicate. If you run a contracting business and you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks and have a good day.